come to your mat. Come to sitting on your mat. Generally start off and just get comfortable. Sit bones on the mat. Close your eyes. And nice, slow, easy, deep breaths in and out. Now's a good time to think of your sankalpa or your intention for your practice today. Less off. There we go. So up tall, reaching your spine up, crown of the head up towards the sky. Just settling, coming to this space right here, right now. Starting that lovely process of bringing yourself in harmony. Your practice of bringing yourself into one place. Right here, right now. Mind, your body, and your spirit. So we're going to start our practice today by actually lying down. So grab a pillow or a bolster or something and pop it just towards the top of your mat, so there's room for your head on the other side. And you're going to lie back, and it's up to you how high up you want this to be. Ideally, you've got something sort of narrow, so it just goes down the spine, but most of us don't have something like that lying around at home. So any old cushion will do. Bring yourself back. And allow your head to be on the floor. Extend your neck, a nice long neck. Lift your arms up, stretch up towards the ceiling, and then slowly taking your arms out to the sides. Let them come all the way down to the ground and place them palms down or palms up, out beside you. And bring your feet, the soles of your feet together, and allow your knees to drop out to the sides. So we're in butterfly legs, soles of the feet aligned, touching each other, knees out to the side, and your upper mid-back supported by this cushion, or a rolled up blanket, or a wrap, or a bolster, or anything that you happen to have to hand to just give you a little bit more lift in your thoracic region. So we want the sternum to be moving up towards the sky, and we're releasing and easing in the lower back. If this is uncomfortable for you, bring your knees together, lift your hips off, round your back, and then place your bottom back down on the mat and try again. And it might be that taking your knees out to the side is not comfortable, in which case take your feet a little further out as if you were in Shavasana, so to have them extended out. But if you can have them in this butterfly position, please go ahead and do that, because we are working on hips. So this is just a nice way of easing the hips, giving them a little bit more flexibility. And breathe. Close your eyes. We're breathing in through the nostrils and out through the mouth, and we're going to do the 4-7-8 breath. 4-8-7 breath even. So we're breathing in for 4 through the nostrils. We're going to hold for a count of 7, and we're going to breathe out through the mouth for a count of 8. So let's do that together. Breathing in through the nostrils. Hold that breath. And exhale through your mouth. And repeat. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And continue at your own pace. Keep this 7, 8, 4, 4, 7, 8 breath going. Or breathe easily and freely if that's what you prefer to do. Well done. So bringing your knees together. If you're in butterfly, bringing your knees into your chest. Give your arms a bit of movement here. Wrap them around your knees. Squeeze your knees. Squeeze your thighs into your torso. Rounding out the lower back a little here. And we're coming up from here to standing. So either roll yourself onto your side, or if you're comfortable to roll up from here. We say goodbye to the pillow. Don't need that anymore. Put it handy. You might want to come back for your Shavasana today. You might want to come back into that position. So if you do, go ahead and do that. So bringing yourself nice and slowly up to standing. Well done. Here we are. So we are going to move up and down the mat today. And we're doing a little bit of work on hips to start. So we're going to do a warrior walk and then a goddess walk. Actually, let's do the goddess walk first. So goddess walk. So we have a little bit of movement and we have a little bit of arm movement as well. So bring yourself over to one side of your mat, take your legs more than hip width apart. And let's come into goddess arms. So goddess arms, we're out to the side, elbows are raised. Bring your elbows in line with your shoulders. So just check. Hands are up towards the ceiling. I can't step back a bit. I'll run out of space. And then make sure that you've got nice length in the torso as well here. So we're going to have these strong arms and we're keeping them up for the whole of this movement. And then we bend our knees. As we bend our knees, bring the elbows in. And then as you bring your elbows out and you straighten, you move over, take another big wide step round. Sorry, I've got my back to you. And as you bring your knees out to the sides, you bring your arms in again. And then as we come up, moving around. So all we're doing is pivoting on this right foot. So we're this side, and then we're here, and we're this side. That's it. Okay. And we're bringing the arm movement as we bend the knees, bring the elbows in, kiss the elbows together, and then up and down and round and down again, elbows in and straighten to come out. And lower as low as you can. Keep that movement going. So as we move down towards the floor, closing in, coming all the way up, stepping around. Same again. Last one. We exhale to stand. We inhale as we come down towards the ground. Closing in. Exhaling to close in. Inhaling to stand up. Last one. Giving the hips and the knees a little bit of a wake up there. If we had more space, we would just keep going round and round and round and round and then come back, which would be much better because then we wouldn't be pivoting off the same leg the whole time. But no matter. One day. You can always try it later. So we're having our little change now. So we've gone from opening and closing, and now we're going to go into stretching forward and backwards. So stand up nice and straight. We've got 3 different versions here of what you can do with your arms. You can either keep them up in warrior 1 position, arms straight up, hands parallel, or you can bring them into Namaste Mudra. Make sure if you're in Namaste that you are pushing the palms of your hands in towards each other quite firmly so that you can feel your shoulder blades are awake. Don't raise your shoulders, keep them down and keep your arms up so they are slightly raised, and keep your hands away from your chest. So we're not resting into the chest here. Hands are away. Third one is to just have your hands in a relaxed position on your hips. So try all 3, try whichever one works for you, and stick with that one, whatever you wish. So we are going to do a walking lunge. So warrior, I'm going to come into Namaste Mudra. That's the one for me today. So we're going to step forward with the right foot, take a big step, huge step forward, and then lunge down to just kiss that knee. The left knee comes down, gently touches the ground, and then take another big step forward, and right knee just gently touches the ground. And then we pivot, and we take a big step back. Right knee just gently touches the ground. We're going to have to pivot again, aren't we? Because we've run out of space. And again, right knee touches the ground. So we'll do this a few times and then we'll switch around. Nice big lunge, knee touches the ground, pivot, step, lunge, back up again. Let's swap legs. So the right leg isn't getting all of the work. So we're going to pivot on the left now. So have I done this completely wrong? Right knee comes down. Step forward. Left knee comes down. Step forward. Left knee comes down. Pivot. Step forward. Left knee comes down. We could just do some straightforward warriors, but this is more fun, I think. Going for fun today. And step. As long as we do the same thing on each side, all is good. Last one. Pivot round, step, and knee comes down. Keep your legs wide, face forward, hands to hips, Prasarita Padottanasana, just for a moment. Fold all the way forward and allow your head and neck to hang, to rest, to be at ease. We want to stay here for enough time to allow that blood flow to reach head, face, neck. Relax your jaw and relax your eyes. A little bit of a lock in the knee means you need to bend your knees. The tiniest little bend. Just no locking of the legs. And now engage your core. Start to bring yourself all the way up. Just push your soles of your feet into the ground. Coming all the way up to standing. Well done. Going to come into balanced posture here. Also great for hips and shoulders. Garudasana. And Garudasana, I'm sure you remember, you need to have a really firm, steady position with the sole of your foot onto the ground. So think about the left foot. We're going to be standing on the left leg first, coming into contact, as much of the sole of your foot coming into contact with the ground as possible. So a little bit of a tension there. And then we're going to take the right leg, cross it over. So this movement needs to come from your hips. So take it right up, raise that leg, and then cross over. Bring your thighs as close together as possible. Squeeze them together as you slide the right leg down and round. Hopefully you can get a little bit of purchase there by popping the toes around your left calf. Now you might be bending forward a little, so if you are, draw your shoulders up and back. We need to sit into that left leg a little bit, so it's definitely almost heading towards a chair position on that left leg. And then we're going to take the arms up. Right arm comes under, left arm, comes over, and then bring your hands together. If you can find your palms, find each other. Breathe. Focus on something still. Lift your elbows a little. If you're having a wobbly day, find a bit of wall. Stretching out across those shoulders and release. Uncurl. Take your legs wide. Let's rest in Prasarita Padottanasana again. This time sliding your hands down your legs. Take your right hand to your right ankle and your left hand to your left ankle. And again, easing through your neck, your skull, your face, allowing your arms and head to be heavy and relaxed. And that tiny little bend in the knees, drawing your belly up towards your spine. And breathing slow and deep and soft. And slowly drawing upwards, arms, head, the last to come up. Using the strength in your thighs and your hips, bringing yourself all the way up. So that was our lovely forward fold in wide legs. So let's bring the feet together, come into mountain pose. Draw the hands out to the sides, draw your shoulder blades gently towards each other. Lift your head and neck and lift through the front of your body. And breathe. Mountain pose, we are strong, firmly fixed, and completely steady. Moving with the breath. Inhale your arms up on the next in-breath. Slowly bringing them all the way up as you breathe in. Slight back bend, lengthening through the front of the body. And exhale all the way forward. Reaching forward. Breathing out as you go and then coming into your forward fold. Uttanasana. So a forward fold is wonderful for relaxation. It's wonderful for bringing a sense of calm and ease, and really one of those asanas that brings mind, body, and soul together so beautifully. So enjoy that sensation of the reverse of the flow. We're only holding here for a moment. We'll start to move again soon. So breathing in and out, enjoy that pause. And then slowly walking your hands forward. Bring yourself into downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, we are working everything all at once here. We want to lengthen through the spine, so stretch that spine, send your sit bones up towards the ceiling. So a little bit of movement in the hips there, lengthening through the backs of your legs. Keep your shoulders wide and strong. Pushing the floor away, push the floor away from you, opening up under the arms. Taking your belly towards your spine and keeping your head and neck fully relaxed. Just one neck. Let's just have one neck today and every day. Hips up to the ceiling, heels down to the mat. And staying here, take your right knee into your chest. So we're lifting the right leg, squeezing that right knee into your chest, trying to keep your hips level still. And then send that right leg out behind you and lift. So we've got a little bit of movement in the hips here. We're pushing into the shoulders, especially on the right side. Try and keep your pelvis level if you can. And then bringing that right knee back into the chest, squeezing in, rounding the back. And then sending it all the way back again. Head and neck still relaxed. And then bring it to the ground where it was before we started the movement. And then just pressing into those heels again, sending the sit bones up, just adjusting the hips. And then we're going to take that left knee in, squeeze it into the chest, lift your left foot off the ground, squeezing in, and then sending it out behind you. If you wish to raise it up in the air, go ahead and do that, but try not to let your hips go out of kilter there. Breathe, and let's suck that knee back in, tuck it into your chest, squeeze it in, and then one more time, send it out. And then bring your foot back down, bring your knees to hover, just hovering above the mat. Hold there for a moment, and then bring your knees down. Release your feet and send yourself back into Balasana. So heels are waiting there, hips come to rest on the heels if you can, keeping your torso on your thighs. Sometimes it helps to lift off and then fold yourself down again. And what we want to do here is to keep this nice opening under the arms. So send your hands forward. Your shoulders might be protesting a little bit here, but that's all right. That's what we're here to do. Wake them up. Make them do some nice gentle stretches. Bring your elbows down to the mat if you can. And breathe. A little bit more on shoulders, hips, and spine, bringing yourself up into tabletop position. So looking to your hands, pivoting forward, leaving a little space between the knees, maybe a little bit more than you just had, perhaps, and making sure that your wrists are under your shoulders. So find that position. So a lovely tabletop position here. Imagine that you've got something very delicate, balanced just between your shoulder blades, and you need to keep it absolutely still. So you're going to take the weight into the hands and your left knee, left leg. We're slowly going to take the weight into that left leg, and we're going to lift the right knee off, take that knee out to the side. Use your core here. Squeezing that hip, taking that right knee and right foot out to the side as high as you possibly can, and then all the way back down, bringing it to the ground. This is sometimes known as fire hydrant. And so we're going to do the same with the left leg, pressing down with your hands, taking the weight into your right knee, right leg, lift the left leg off, bring it out to the side. Trying to keep everything else level and still. Bring it out, lift, squeeze, and then slowly back. Whew. Amazing how such tiny movement can be so intense. So we're coming from here into that classic, wonderful, completely indispensable movement of cat-cow Chakravakasana. So move at your own pace. If you've done this a million times, use your breath. Always breathe out. As we suck the belly in, pull the chest in towards the thighs. Pull the thighs and hips in towards the face. And as we come down into our cow, filling up, breathing in. Move at your own pace. If you can align the breath, align the breath. If it's tricky, just go with the movement. Worry about the breath later, it will come. Or don't worry. That's the wrong word. No worrying allowed. Worries get left outside the door when we do yoga. Yoga practice is just a celebration, a full celebration of how amazing your body is, all the incredible things it can do, the beautiful way that you can move. It's a celebration of you, your mind, body, and spirit. And it's a stretch and a relax and all those lovely things. So make this your last 3. Think about that spine of yours. You want to articulate it as much as you possibly can. And as much as you possibly can means what is right for you, for right now, for today. And it might be you're nursing an old injury that's had a flare up. It might be that you have low energy. It might be any number of things that you need to pay attention to and honor and adapt to and respect. It's not about pushing your body. It's about being in partnership with mind, body, and spirit, and listening to what every part of you needs and honoring that need beautifully and with love and care and gratitude. And now come to rest. Well done. Take your knees out. So almost to the edge of the mat if you can. Big toes together. Send those hips back. And let's rest the spine. Send your hands forward. Bring your chest to your mat. What is that? And then bring your forehead down. If your shoulders are a little tired and you want to give them a rest, you can turn your head sideways so that your head or your cheek comes to the mat, and take your arms out to the sides. It's a beautifully relaxing posture. If you feel you prefer to stretch out under your arms, keep them stretched out in front of you. So some nice slow, deep inhalations here. Bring your hands either side of your chest. Bring your head back to center and send yourself up to sitting. So we're sitting nice and wide-legged, back on our heels. Inhale your arms up and then open up your arms. So send your hands behind you to draw a nice big arc. And then bring them all the way around. So just a nice big shoulder circle. And then we send the arms forward again. This time bring the left cheek the left temple to the mat. And send your arms out to the sides. And try and let go here. Try and release. Try and soften into the mat. Enjoy this little relaxation because we're going to be moving in a moment. Just take another breath there. Breathe in and out deeply and easily. And then bring yourself back up. Bring your knees in, stretch your hands forward, tuck your toes under. Guess where we're going? Yes, downward facing dog. Straighten your legs. So stretching up with those sit bones, stretching back with those sit bones. It's all about the sit bones here. The whole movement can change dramatically just from moving your sit bones to a couple of millimeters. Remember to keep your shoulders wide and then look to your hands. Tilt up, so pivoting up onto your tiptoes. Bring yourself down to Ashtanga Namaskar. So we go knees and then chest and chin to the mat, bending your elbows and swooping forward. Sometimes you have to move your legs instead if you run out of mat. We're coming up into a baby cobra here, Bhujangasana. If you want to come into baby cobra, come into baby cobra. If you feel moved, as I suddenly seem to have done, coming into full cobra, go ahead and do that. We are looking here for that articulation in the spine. We're looking to send the chest forward. We're looking to press the legs, the feet, the hips into the mat. And relax your face, relax your jaw. And slowly back down, all the way. Release into Makara. Crocodile pose, arms stacked on top of each other, forehead, finding a pillow on your arms, your forearms. And breathe. So we're not going to come into Ustrasana today. We're not going to come into camel, even though that's a fabulous posture for hips. But we are going to come into that same movement while we are prone. So bend your knees, feet are up towards the ceiling, and then come around to find your left foot. And if you can, find your right foot as well. Bring your shoulders together, your shoulder blades together, sorry. So we're opening up across the front of the chest. Your arms are straight. Knees are just gently bent. And we want to get that same camel movement in there in the hips. So we're going to lift the knees and push into your hands. If doing both legs at the same time is tricky, do one and then the other. See, we have that nice movement, again, that opening in the front of the hips. Knit your shoulder blades together. And if you wish to extend, then you lift your feet away. Great for shoulders as well, and your spine. So this movement does everything all in one. Hold. If you're doing one side, stop now and do the other side, otherwise hold. Keep breathing. And relax. Take your arms out to the sides. Take your cheek to the mat again. Take your knees out and bring your feet, soles of your feet together. Sort of a reverse butterfly, if you like. Nice, easy, deep breaths. So we're coming into a little bit of shoulder work from here. So while we're here, just for now, take your left cheek to the mat, just to make sure that we're being even with the neck. This might feel quite strange in your hips, because we don't generally do this movement in our everyday life. And then release, your knees back together, bring your feet down, tuck your toes under. Tuck your toes under because we're going to come up into a little bit of a plank. So hands either side of your chest. Are you feeling strong? Are you ready? Yes, you are. Bring yourself up into plank from here. So we're in this lovely plank. How do we set ourselves up properly in plank? Make sure that your hands are underneath your shoulders. Make sure that you can push back into your heels. Lengthen through the spine, through the backs of your legs. And we're coming into Vashisthasana, which is a one-armed plank or side plank. So if you're happy up on a high plank, stay here. But if you'd rather come down into a four-arm plank for Vashisthasana, then just move into a four-arm plank to come into a side plank. But otherwise, we're going into a side plank. So twisting through your feet, taking the left arm up, the right arm down. So if you have your feet in front of each other, the further away you have your feet, the easier it is to balance. If you want to challenge yourself today, if that works, if it's appropriate, then you stack your feet on top of each other. Make sure that you are pushing the ground away from you with that right hand. Well done. Hopefully things are beginning to warm up and you're feeling like you are doing some good work here. And then we bring that left arm down. I'm going to move so that I haven't got my back to you again. And the same thing on this side. Whatever you did on the other side, same again on this side. Reaching up with that right hand this time. Pulling your belly gently in towards your spine. Well done. And then bringing that right hand down to the mat, bringing yourself back into your plank, sending yourself up into downward facing dog. My mat's moving around all over the place today. Downward facing dog. So we've done a lot on shoulders. Shoulders might be starting to feel a little bit tired now. But we still have a little bit more to do. So looking forward to your hands now. We want to step or jump forward. Coming into easy forward bend. Allow your head and neck to be completely relaxed. And then taking your hips down, coming into a little bit of a squat. So squat's a great position for hips as well. If you can, every day, a couple of squats, maybe 10. While you're brushing your teeth is always a good time, I find. Well, while I'm brushing my teeth is a good time for me. Staying in squat, keeping that lovely balance. You might be flat on your feet, you might be up on toes. Doesn't matter which position, think about what's going on in your hips. We're also stretching through the calves and the shins. And it is also a balanced posture, which helps also bring calmness to the mind. The breathing. We're going to be doing a little bit more with shoulders. So we're giving them a little bit of a rest. Okay, bringing yourself now down to your mat. Releasing your feet out in front of you. So this is the shoulders that I was talking about. We're going to come into a reverse plank. So put your hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards your hips, leaning back a little so you have some space, but don't worry because we can always move the legs away if we need to. And then raising the hips, coming into that lovely reverse plank. Try and take your toes down towards the mat. Lift your hips up and let your head come back if it's possible. And breathe. Let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently bringing your hips back down to the ground. Bring your knees in and give yourself a hug. If you can lift your feet off, so you have a little bit of a balance here. Squeeze your knees and your thighs into your chest. Take your forehead down to your knees. Rounding through the back, stretching through the back of the neck. Starting to settle. We come from here into a little bit of work on the core. So sending your shoulders nice and broad. Still holding on to the opposite elbows wrapped around your knees. And then we take the knees a little away, keeping your feet off the floor, lengthening through the spine, lifting your legs. So lift your feet up, and you can hold on if you need to. You can hold on under your thighs. You can hold on alongside just by pressing your hands into the sides of your calves. And if you can and you wish to, straighten out through your shoulders and just have your hands either side, so not touching, just by the sides of your legs. Think about what's going on in your shoulders. You want them to be nice and broad, and that sternum to be lifted. So lift your sternum, you'll get some beautiful length in your spine. Head, neck, roughly in line with your spine. What's going on in your core? Hopefully lots is going on in your core, keeping you here in this lovely boat position in Navasana. What's going on in your hips? Well, there's a lot of work going on there. Your psoas muscles are very much playing the game that they need to be playing right now. The legs might be starting to feel like they're very heavy things. So keeping your left leg where it is, let's straighten and take the right leg out. Bring that right leg back up, and let's take the left leg out. Bring the left leg up, take the right leg out. This is the last one, I promise. And let's swap again. Right leg up, left leg out. And then bring both legs in, give yourself a hug. Notice all of those core muscles just gently switching off and letting go. sighing a big sigh of relief maybe. And then we're going to come down to lying on our mat. So we are coming into a supine position as we started. So give yourself enough space. I think I'm going to run out of space. Move a little. And then rolling down gently. When you roll down, if you press your shins into your hands and move your arms away, it helps to round the spine so you can come down gently without having a little bit of a fall. Probably would have been helpful to have said that before you did it, wouldn't it? Oh well. I'm sure you did a great job. Bring your knees into your chest again. Nice hugging of the knees. And let's come into a twist. So today, take your right leg down to the mat. So your right foot is on the mat. And then cross your left leg over. So cross your left leg over. So your left heel is just on your right knee. And press that left knee away from you. Feel that in your hip. Pressing the left knee away. Pushing your left foot into the right knee. And then taking your arms wide, let's take the knees over to the right side. So slide your left leg over your right knee and gently take them over. Try and keep your left shoulder on the mat if you can. And then take your gaze over to the left. Take your attention to your spine. Breathing into your spine. Allowing your spine to settle and to find any little further movement. You're stretching the muscles. Making all those little movements, those little bits of compression, the little bits of stretch going on all along your spine. And feeding the spine, keeping it young, keeping it supple. Bringing your head back to center now. Bringing your knees back in. And let's cross over onto the other side. So left foot comes down to the ground now. So pressing your left foot down onto the floor. Left leg is steady. Right foot comes so that your right foot is on your left knee, and press your right knee out away. There we go. And let's bring that into a lovely twist now. So cross your legs. So right knee is just nonchalantly dangling over the left. Take your take your arms out to the sides. And then let's take the both knees over to the left. Think about that right shoulder. It can drag along the floor, but it mustn't come up off the floor. And then bring your gaze over so that you're looking at your right hand and your right wrist. And again, take your breath into your spine. Take your attention to your spine. Think about your spine right from your atlas axis point Your skull meets your spine. All the way down through your upper back, your mid back, the lower back, right down to your sacrum and your coccyx. Not a lot of movement there, but moving along the spine is going to help every single bit, even the parts that are slightly fused together or very fused together. Try and relax your belly, relax your hips. Notice where you're holding on. And then gently bringing your gaze back and bringing your knees back. This time, bring your feet in towards you and hold onto your feet. So we've got a hold on the outer edge, so right hand holding on the outer edge of the right foot, left hand holding on to the outer edge of the left foot. I hope I said that all right. And extending through your back, start to move. So we're moving the legs, but we're moving the legs with the arms as well. So happy baby. Bringing in some beautiful hip openers here, stretching your knees out to the sides. Even if you just stay completely static here, still getting that beautiful hip opening, a bit like Baddha Konasana when we're sitting up. But this can extend on from Baddha Konasana because we have a lot of freedom here to move the legs around, move the knees out to the side, move the legs out to the side, straighten and extend and fold and bend. Still keep your breath going nice and slow and steady. Come out of happy baby, bring your knees into your chest. Squeeze, bring your forehead up to your knees. Tuck yourself up into a tiny little ball. And then release back down. Bring yourself into your Shavasana. So taking your arms out to the sides a little, bringing your feet down to the mat and your legs down to the mat. Give yourself enough space. And if you wish, you can come back into that lovely position with the supported upper back, bringing a cushion underneath your upper spine. And if you're comfortable as you are, stay as you are. Lengthening your legs away, lengthening your arms. Allowing your shoulder blades to be completely at rest, completely relaxed. Allowing your hips to be soft and open. Think about all of that movement, the energy that we've raised in the hips, the core, the shoulders, the spine, and every other part of you. Extending through your neck, closing your eyes, coming to rest and relax in Shavasana. Let everything go. Release any areas of tension. Release any areas of stress or where you're crunching up your muscles. Let go. Allow the ground to support you. Know that the universe has got you. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Relaxing your feet, relaxing your hands, relaxing your face. Relax the whole of your body as you breathe in and breathe out steadily and evenly. Notice the breath going in through your nostrils. And notice the quality of the breath, the air coming out as you gently exhale. As you breathe in, drawing in light and warmth and energy and all the things that you need. Just call out for them. Know that you're receiving them as you breathe in and take them all around your body to rejuvenate and refresh and revive and relax all at the same time. As you breathe out, as always, letting go, making space. Knowing that at any point in your day, you can bring yourself back to this feeling of spaciousness, of calm, of control, of ease, of peace. Because that's all within you. It's always within you. In yoga, we remember and we're reminded of that amazing ability we have to tap into our mind, body, spirit connection and be at peace. Keeping your eyes closed, gently coming to rest on your right side. And still keeping that peace and calm and quiet, gently bringing yourself up to sitting. Taking your hands to heart center, pressing your palms together. Let's rub the hands together. And cup them over your eyes. As you breathe in, a nice deep, slow, steady breath, blinking into that space, into that calm, into that strength. As you breathe out, gently bring your hands back to heart center and namaste. Hope you have a wonderful day.